to the attention of all Qs. Today, we delve into a topic that stirs the minds and promises to fuel debates throughout this summer. This topic, dear to our hearts as supporters, directly concerns the balance of our midfield, a key sector for our team. We invite you to stay with us until the end of this analysis, because the last piece of information we have to share could well be akin to a real bombshell for FC Barcelona. A revelation that, we are convinced, will not leave you indifferent and could well redefine the contours of our upcoming season. Dani Olmo, a talent in question, but an asset to preserve. Dani Olmo is currently going through a delicate, if not critical, period at FC Barcelona. And we must admit, this situation deeply affects us, the supporters, who have always believed in his potential. The player arrived at the club with colossal expectations, backed by a promising career and an already well-established reputation. Yet today, some observers believe his performances no longer live up to the hopes placed in him. However, from our perspective, Dani Olmo remains a precious, even indispensable, asset for our team. Let's recall for a moment the circumstances of his arrival. FC Barcelona invested nearly €55 million to secure his services. A sum that testifies to the confidence the club placed in him and the strategic importance he represents. His experience in La Liga, his game sense, and his ability to make a difference in decisive moments make him a player we cannot afford to let go without a fight. Last season, Olmo demonstrated the full extent of his talent by scoring 10 goals in 25 top-flight matches. Statistics like these are not improvised and confirm his status as a top-level player. However, this season, the numbers are less flattering. Only 354 minutes of play in 6 matches, with 1 goal and 2 assists to his name. While these performances may be modest, they should not overshadow his potential. Yet, some media outlets are already speculating about a possible departure. But as Qs, we must ask ourselves, is it really wise to part ways with a player whose talent has been proven time and again and who, under optimal conditions, can still make a difference? Internal pressure and competition, a challenge to overcome. The issue is not just about the playing time given to Dani Olmo. It is also about the internal pressure he faces within the team. The emergence of young talents like Fermin Lopez, who quickly won the trust of Hansi Flick, has disrupted the midfield hierarchy. The German coach seems to favor the freshness, intensity, and versatility that these young players bring. However, this should not call into question the central role of a player like Olmo. Healthy competition is necessary to maintain a high level of performance, but it should not lead to hasty decisions. Selling or loaning out Dani Olmo would, in our view, be a strategic mistake. His presence on the field brings natural leadership, invaluable experience in decisive matches, and an ability to resolve complex situations that young players, no matter how talented, cannot yet guarantee with the same consistency. The Premier League, a temptation to avoid. The idea that the Premier League could become a destination for Olmo has sparked a passionate debate among supporters. It is true that the English League, known for its intensity and competitiveness, can be tempting for any ambitious player. However, FC Barcelona needs to retain its best players to support its title ambitions, both domestically and internationally. Every minute Olmo spends away from Camp Nou would be a minute lost for our sporting project. The management may receive tempting offers, but it is crucial to think about the medium and long-term future of the club. Selling a player of his caliber for purely financial reasons would be a short-sighted decision. The risk of losing sporting quality is far greater than the immediate economic benefit that such a transfer could bring. Squad consistency, a major stake. Olmo's continuity within the team is also a matter of consistency in building our squad. His adaptation to the club has been gradual, and although his statistics this season are less impressive, they do not necessarily reflect his real impact on the field, especially in decisive matches. Numbers, no matter how telling, do not always tell the whole story. His vision of the game, his ability to break defensive lines, and his experience in La Liga make him an indispensable player. If Dani manages to regain his best form in the upcoming matches, he could dispel all doubts about his place in the team. But for that, he needs patience, confidence, and support, not rushed negotiations that could weaken our midfield. An opportunity for Olmo to seize. On the other hand, Dani Olmo now has a golden opportunity to prove that he remains a key player for FC Barcelona. Every match he plays is a chance to reaffirm his importance and convince Hansi Flick and the management that he deserves more playing time. The club, for its part, must do everything possible to provide him with the security and continuity he needs. Losing an offensive midfielder of his caliber would be a sign of weakness that neither our supporters nor the team can afford. His experience in high-pressure situations, his ability to link up with his teammates, and his tactical intelligence are rare and precious qualities. At a time when Barça is seeking to consolidate its squad, Dani Olmo finds himself at a decisive crossroads. His future could well be decided this season: to stay and fight for a place in the starting 11, proving he can still be decisive, or to consider a departure that, in our view, would benefit neither the club nor the project that Hansi Flick is building. His quality, commitment, and journey speak for themselves. We firmly believe that the club should bet on keeping him and strengthening his confidence, rather than letting third parties benefit from a talent that belongs to us. A call to the memories of the Cules. And now, dear Cules, we would like to ask you a question that is particularly close to our hearts. Have you ever been to Camp Nou to watch a Barça match? If so, what was that match, and how did you experience that unforgettable moment? Camp Nou, our sacred home, is much more than a stadium. It is a place steeped in history, emotions, and unforgettable memories. Share your stories, anecdotes, and memories in the comments. We are eager to read your accounts and relive, through your words, the magic that makes FC Barcelona so much more than just a club.